Alright guys, we're going to do a 15 plus 10 normal. Now I'm rated only 1408 right now because I've been playing like a knobhead. And we've got d4. I am going to go e5 and play the England and the Charlick. We'll see how we get on. Right, declined with that. That is kind of unusual. Okay, I'm going to bring my knight out. I want to give my opponent another chance to capture this. I want to keep putting pressure on this pawn. Okay, now I'm threatening to take out the knight with two attackers on here. This is a bit like a reversed Roy Lopez, yeah? The knight is defending the pawn, and he defends again. And still he doesn't take. Now, what can we do here? h6, g5, I really want him to take. If I push on, he's got two attackers on there. h6, g5 it's going to be. But then the bishop can always drop back, I suppose, as well. He's determined. Okay, now if I take out the knight, neither response looks really good, but it does remove one of the defenders. So let's do that. Queen e7 then is a possibility, but the problem with Queen e7 is I'm blocking in my bishop. What I want to do is recapture with my bishop, with my queen out of the way. Now my queen can't go here because the rook can't go there, can't go there. I could play this and then this. It's kind of slow, but it's the whole point of the trick. Opponent has really now messed up his own kingside. He's one pawn up, okay, and now If I go here, he takes, queen takes. No, I can't take with the queen, I have to take with the pawn. This is the whole point. Okay, here, bishop can't take. Here, if he captures en passant, my queen can't go here because of the pawn and can't go there because of the bishop, and I'm really in trouble. So that's not viable. I'm going to have to go to e7, I think, but then if he takes, I can capture this pawn. There, he takes here. I capture this pawn, I'm threatening the bishop. No, that doesn't work because he can play bishop d7. See, if I capture here, he's got bishop d7 check, that wins the queen. Got to be very careful about that kind of nonsense. So I have to take back with the pawn now. Now fortunately my king side is not too damaged. His bishops are pointing down this way, so I'm thinking about castles that way. Now, what have we got here? So he's hitting my queen again, and all of these squares are out. I can go back there, I can't go there, and I can't go there. But here is playable. Also stops the knight coming in with the fork. But my opponent is playing this pretty solidly, has to be said. Okay, what are we going to try and do now? He's trying to remove this knight, I think. He wants to get castled. If knight takes, bishop takes, and I get to short castle. This is the problem with playing a very dubious line. And I was thinking this last night, you know, if my opponent plays d4 against me, am I really going to go Charlick against somebody who's got 75 minutes to think? I'm just not sure. Okay, now if I take the knight and queen takes, it means he has three attackers on this pawn. And I'm not really happy about that. Not really happy at all with this position. If the knight moves, he has three attackers. If I come here, I'm threatening this, I might force a trade of queens. There, queen takes, then I come out. queen takes, knight takes is not bad, but this pawn's going to be a goner. So it's going to be attacked by rook and bishop. Just not good. Just not good. I'm thinking that this gambit line... I mean, I might figure out that there's actually a better way that I could have played against this. But I'm not feeling at all confident. That blunts this bishop temporarily. You know, I mean, look, in my advantage, his king side pawns are a mess, but he's got all the activity, right? He's completed development. I'm miles off here. The problem is there, queen takes, knight takes, and I blunder this. I can't long castle. Takes, queen takes. I have that. Does hang this pawn. No, it's an absolutely horrible position. Maybe this move, trying to eliminate this bishop. I mean, he can just drop back. I can't see what else to do. At least it brings one more defender of this pawn, you know. That's now not playable because my knight's moved. It's a hideous position. And my opponent's 1460 rated. It's not made his life very hard. It's not caused him many issues to get a really strong position here. His knight is a beast. It's really just tying down all these squares. My queen can't go there. My queen's got one square. It's just hideous. And that's why you don't see this at top level. But we should fight on, because it's good experience to fight on. I don't think I've particularly done anything spectacularly bad, but the review may show that I have, in which case there's a silver lining. You know, it means maybe the opening isn't such a dog's dinner. Maybe it's just my play, which would be nice. Okay, I'm going to take out the bishop. Right, just remove the bishop pair. Okay, now he has one attacker on there. I have two defenders. So I'm thinking this. Unless I can find something better. I can't really. And then I want to get castled. If I can get castled, I've got a fighting chance. We have an opposite coloured bishop situation. I have an isolated queen's pawn. Right, there's no black pawns on the adjacent files. However, white has an overextended H pawn, 3 pawn islands, and maybe a loose pawn on A2 right now. So it's not hopeless. I'm just checking he's not going to get a rook on there in a hurry, is he? So my queen now defends that pawn that wasn't defended. However, this pawn now is effectively hanging. If queen takes, I think I'm going to be forced to trade. I'm going to be 2 pawns down. But they are central pawns, right? And that might seem like it's a bad thing, but... And the other big difference here is my opponent has a bishop, I only have a knight. So quite an unpleasant situation. And this is really what happens. I mean, you can play... Okay, he doesn't want to trade. That's interesting. That then gives me... I was going to say it gives me the chance to defend here, but I have to castle. Okay, he comes in with a rook. I have a pawn. He has this pawn though, because G7 is pinned. That's annoying. Maybe I need to push... I mean, F6 would stop that idea. Also, just king h8. King h8 is not a stupid plan because I'm also putting my king on a dark square, and he has a light squared bishop. So now this pawn is genuinely hanging. F5 is still a possibility that really kind of puts this bishop out of action, because he can't come around here right now because of his own pawns, and if he can't come through there, we might be might get some joy. Maybe rook ac8, but not while there's a bishop there. Another point in favour of the move f5. So right now, still 2 pawns up with a hanging pawn. And to take out this pawn would really further weaken these doubled up f-pawns as well. I have knight moves. Problem with these doubled isolated pawns is that they can never defend each other. They can never be defended by another pawn if this guy's gone. Okay, so now he's got ideas of this. So again, I could push f5, but then that ties my rook down to the f-file, which I don't think I really want to do. And also, I don't want to tie my queen down to the defense of that pawn, so it's going to be rook g8. Play rook g8. I'm going to use a piece to defend this pawn, but the alternative is my rook would have been tied down defending that pawn. My queen would have been tied to the 7th rank defending that pawn. And at least this way, my queen is still free. This is a 9-7 game. Losing this game would take me to 1401. Considering yesterday I played a game above 2000 quality. This pawn is also now a target, by the way, because the rook's moved. So any ideas of the discovery, the double attack that we saw before, they're out the window. However, I can't really attack this with the queen right now. I can't go there. I do not want to trade queens, and I'm 2 pawns down. Nah. What's your plan? I can't tell. I can't see anything. I'm having the pawn. That is mate? You kidding me? I'm in check. It's forced. Wow. Right. I was absolutely annihilated there. But the important thing is to get a look at that. And a brilliant move. 82 accuracy. Now, I wasn't doing too badly. There was a point where I slipped up. Let's just go through quickly. Okay. I'm nearly 1 pawn down. But I am literally a pawn down. So this is not, according to the engine, horrific. That's a good move. I made an inaccuracy. Okay, what should I have done here? Recapture. Maybe accept losing castling rights. That's also inaccurate. And again, it says I should have recaptured. Taken with a knight. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, king takes. We're not that bad, bizarrely. And we fight on. So this is kind of similar to what I had over the board last night, because the queens came off on move 8 or 9 in that game as well. But again, yeah, once the queens come off the board, having your king stranded in the centre ain't such a bad thing. And I do have an advanced pawn that can be defended. So maybe we just need to be quite pragmatic in this situation. That was a miss. That's not even great. And I should have taken the knight. So this is relatively poor play in the opening. The review gives you a kind of an account on how you did in the different... Neither of us played well in the opening, but my opponent played really well in the middle game. Really tight. Let's look at the best move diff chart. So this is me on the bottom because I'm black. White on the top. Yeah, and he played really well. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Great move. And I'm not too bad here. He recaptures, and what's my next move? Queen up. Again. Should have just taken. Except that it's like... So what I'm learning from this is allowing a queen trade is not the end of the world, right? So let's say we do this, right? He doesn't want to capture here. Let's say he trades queens. We're perfectly even, right? Perfectly even. What did I do? This. You know? And that allows him to win the tempo. And from this point, I'm completely on the back foot, okay? So what I think was going on there was that I've kind of got it in my head that as an attacking player, I can't allow a queen trade on the d-file. So that is the lesson that I have to take away from this. Yeah, it's you play the board. Don't be glued to principles. Some laws can be bent, others can be broken. They're not even laws, they're principles, right? They're there to guide our thinking, not to force our thinking. And in this situation, it's jouer, you know, play on, rugby term, you know, that, and we're fine. In fact, I'm in a better position even here. And there, I've got a rook on the open file, for goodness sake, you know? This is good. An opponent has to play quite well to stay in the game, really. Yeah, we've still got a tempo on the bishop. Bishop's going to have to do something. Yes, I don't have the bishop pair, but opponent has a rack structure. So you have to play what's in front of you. Good lesson. Good lesson. Right, and that's the key to improvement. So there you go. I'm going to go meditate on that. But, so, I mean, the good news is, it's not a stupid opening. While we're here, let's just check the Explorer from my perspective. So my game's as black, X to flip the board, and D6. I have a 53% win rate. Okay, now admittedly, let's differentiate between blitz and bullet. Okay, in blitz, I have 55%. Sorry, and rapid. Right, there you go. That's the difference. Rapid, 72 games. I've only won 42%. All right, rapid 51% to white, 42% to black. That, my friends, is not the kind of numbers that I'm looking for, quite honestly. So again, and I mean, that's rapid, for goodness sake. Classical, talking 75 minutes over the board. I don't know. How do the masters do this, right? So from this position, with pawn to d6, they've played it 7 times, title players. 6 games have gone to white. That tells you something. So, answers on a postcard, please. Hunty needs a non-dubious response to pawn d4. I would like still an exciting spicy gambit if possible. You know, but it's d4, isn't it? It's not really, doesn't have gambit written all over it. But let's see. So yeah, please let me know what what can I do? What can I do for something that will hold its own over the board in a classical time format? I don't know. I'm out of ideas. You let me know. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.